Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks because Carolina baseball is in full swing. There's sure a lot to get to on this week's episode of Capital City Sports. We'll have coverage for baseball and women's tennis, as well as men's and women's basketball. Fans, I'm Forrest Tucker. Welcome to another episode of Capital City Sports. The men's basketball team upset the number 10 ranked Auburn Tigers on Saturday. Against Georgia, they looked to win their second game in a row. Nathan Richkowski was at the CLA.
Today, the Gamecocks will be taking on the Georgia Bulldogs in Colonial Life Arena. The Gamecocks are currently 14-13 and are looking to expand their SEC streak after a big win against the Auburn Tigers. Frank Booker and Felipe Hasse led the team in the field with 4 baskets apiece. Booker also led the Gamecocks outside the arc, shooting 4 for 9 in three-point attempts. The Gamecocks got it done defensively as well, holding the Bulldogs to just 27 points at the half. The Bulldogs came out strong, but South Carolina never allowed a lead change. Mike Cozart was unyielding in the paint and pulled in 7 rebounds for the Gamecocks. Felipe Hasse and Wesley Myers showed resilience and depth in the Gamecocks roster by hitting big threes to keep the Gamecocks ahead. South Carolina beat the Bulldogs 66-57. The Gamecocks extended their streak tonight against the Georgia Bulldogs. The Gamecocks will be taking on the Mississippi State Bulldogs in Starkville, Mississippi next Saturday. From Capital City Sports, this is Nathan Richkowski.
Thanks, Nathan. During a 5-game SEC stretch, the women's basketball team defeated the likes of Georgia and Kentucky. On senior night, the team looked to add to the win column. Riley Biller was at Colonial Life Arena for the showdown.
Thanks, Forrest. Tonight was a big one in Colonial Life Arena as the Gamecocks celebrated senior night for Lindsey Spann and Asia Wilson. They faced off against number 24 LSU to finish out the regular season at home. South Carolina came in with many emotions to start senior night, but they had a big task on their hand to defeat another top 25 team. Both teams came out with intensity, and the Gamecocks looked to get Wilson the ball early in the paint. Wilson scored the first 9 points for South Carolina, but both teams were struggling to make baskets. LSU would continue to battle with the Gamecocks, pressuring them with their defense. Every time the Tigers pulled close, South Carolina had answers. It was a low-scoring first half, but the Gamecocks held a 5-point lead, 28-23. In the second half, South Carolina picked up where they left off, pounding the ball in the paint to their bigs. LSU hung around, but in the end couldn't handle Wilson's big night, finishing with 27 points and a career high in 24 rebounds. The South Carolina Gamecocks beat the LSU Tigers 57-48.
I just know that this whole day will definitely go down as one of the best days of my life. This was great just to see my teammates all into it, to see the fans really all into it, my parents being right there by my side, my brother, just having everyone around. A kid from Hopkins don't really get that a lot. So to come here in South Carolina and to just feel that love and from my church support, everyone just really come together. This has been a great day.
The Gamecocks secured a number 2 seed in the SEC tournament with their win tonight. On Sunday, they head to Knoxville to face number 15 Tennessee, finishing up their regular season before the SEC tournament in March Madness. Forrest, back to you.
Good stuff, Riley. The women's tennis team has started off strong with a 5-3 record this season. This weekend, North Florida came to Columbia to take on the Gamecocks. Jessie Lesson was at the Carolina Tennis Center for the contest.
Today, South Carolina will take on the University of North Florida for their last non-conference match. They have been 9-0 against them since 1985. The match first started off with the doubles portion. Hadley Burge and Paige Klein won their match 6-2. This put the Gamecocks well on their way to securing the first point. The next pair to win and secure the doubles point was Ingrid Martins and Kennedy Wicker. They also won their match 6-2. The match then moved to the singles portion, where South Carolina picked up 3 more points, thanks to Ingrid Martins, who won in straight sets, along with Paige Klein and Mia Horvath. The entire match was then secured by Mia Horvath, who was confident and kept the score 6-1 for both of her sets. In the end, South Carolina beat North Florida 4-0. South Carolina dominated North Florida today, who they took on for their last non-conference match. Their first conference match will be in Starkville, Mississippi on March 1st against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. For Capital City Sports, this is Jessica Lesson.
Thanks, Jesse. Despite a loss on opening day, the baseball team is impressed on the diamond so far. A 3-game series versus Charleston Southern was their next challenge. Matt Boombaka was at Founders Park.
Here at Founders Park, the South Carolina Gamecocks look to sweep the weekend series against the Charleston Southern Buccaneers. The Gamecocks come into the game riding a bit of a hot streak as they defeated the Buccaneers 7-0 on Friday night and got the win yesterday 14-2. Charleston Southern starting pitcher Tyler Weekly will face off against Ridge Chapman as the Buccaneers look to avoid the sweep.
We fast forward to the top of the third where catcher Mike Sconzo hits a 3-run triple out to right center field, and that scores the first 2 runs of the ball game. But the Gamecocks came right back in the bottom of the 4th as Jonah Bride hits a single through the left side, and then LT Tolbert hits a triple out to right center field, and that scores Jonah Bride. He goes from first to home. Gamecocks trailed at this point 2-1. And yes, folks, there was another triple in this game, this one by Andrew Andronica. And this breaks the game open for the Charleston Southern Buccaneers as another 2 runs score, and that increases their lead 4-1. We have a fly ball out to right field, and a diving catch made by Jacob Olson right before the tarp had to come out because there was an hour rain delay at Founders Park. Rain came through for roughly an hour and a half, and then it was all fun and games for the Charleston Southern Buccaneers as they coasted to a 4-2 victory.
The Gamecocks couldn't close out the sweep against the Charleston Southern Buccaneers, but finished 2-1 on the weekend. Their next game will be here at Founders Park against Furman. For Capital City Sports, I'm Matt Boombaka. Back to you, Forrest.
Right on, Matt. Well, that's it for us this week. Thank you for watching Capital City Sports. Until next time, I'm Forrest Tucker.